All right, we got this fine 2009 Scion TC. It's got a bit of an odor in the cabin. It smells bad, kind of like rotting yuckiness. Here's what I'd like you to know. This is the AC box removed out of a vehicle like this. This one is still in there. This is just a sample. So with this one, just here showing you sort of how things look. Air comes in right here, actually comes from the cowl of the vehicle. It's going to go through this door if you have it on fresh air, through this cabin air filter. And this cabin air filter is actually clean. That black stuff is it's carbon impregnated, which is supposed to help with smell. So first things first, check your cabin air filter. If it is dirty, you need to change it. Even if it's not dirty and you're dealing with an odor, you can put one that has the carbon in there, if you can get one. The other thing is, when it's on recirculate, it's also going to go through there too. So it always goes through there. Then the air is going to go into this box to be distributed to, let's say, the vents or the floor or the defrost or defogger. When it does, it's going to go right through this area. Inside this box is your evaporator. This evaporator core gets cold, and when it gets cold, a lot of water is attracted. So it gets cold, collects a lot of water due to condensation. The condensation stays on here. When it builds up enough, it's actually going to fill up this box a little ways. It's going to run out of this drain tube. So when you see the cars running in the hot day and their AC's on, you see water dripping out from this tube under the vehicle because it goes through the firewall. That's because there's a lot of water on here. Now, when you're all done and you park the vehicle, you shut it off, this water is still there. It's still going to be moist and it's just a damp, it's dark. It's the perfect place for mold and, nasty stuff to grow. So if your car has an odor from the AC system, I'm sorry to tell you, it's more than likely because you have actual mold and bacteria growth inside the dashboard that you could potentially be breathing in. Yucky. So we're going to show you a service today. This is the refresh. It's really actually more of like antibacterial. It's disinfectant. If you could access this, you could douse this whole thing in like vinegar or a bleach type of thing, but you can't really access it because inside the box is under the dash. So your only real hope is to go to this drain tube and run a foam up the drain tube, and then the drain tube is going to start to fill this box, and it's going to immerse your evaporator in the cleaning foam, and then you're going to do a couple steps, and then that's going to hopefully clean it out pretty good, and it should fix your smell. So we've got this hose right here going up to the drain tube, which is what you would need to do. As you can see right there, made a connection to that. And Pablo is going to go ahead and we're going to do this service. All right, here we go. We're going to connect up this can. The instructions are pump about half the can up there. And you can see there goes the foam. We've already started it. You see a few air bubbles. You can definitely hear it going in. All right. Looking good. Keep it going. So the goal is about half the can, and then we're gonna let it sit 10 minutes. We're gonna do something a little bit different than normal. We're actually gonna crimp off the hose so it kind of stays full of the foam. Then we'll let it drain down to get the yucky stuff out. Then we'll do it again. So it's taking quite a bit. How does it feel like? Maybe about half?
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll hold right here. We found some pliers. So here's a cool little benefit. We're going to do some pinch off pliers. So Pablo, you have to set them. I think they need to be tightened a little bit. That hose is pretty small. Just crimp it off where you can. All right, so we crimped it, and that's going to keep the foam up there. Now we could get a little drain pan, put it right here, and we will let the minimal amount drain out, but it'll keep the majority up in the box. As you can see, just a couple of drips. Set it down. Now we wait about 10 minutes. And now you guys, when you go to work, you'll know exactly how to do this for the customers. All right, so it's been 10 minutes. We've undone the pliers. Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pop that lid off, and you're gonna watch it drain into the pan. It's gonna be all crazy. So that should be flushing out the yucky stuff. You'll notice a little bit's foamy, but most of it's liquid because it's been sitting up in there for a while. So this is the cleaning agent right there. And now when that drains, we're gonna go ahead and pump it up again. Again. Our port was kind of falling out. Sometimes you gotta hold them. So then we'll wipe this whole can out, and then we'll wait a little while again. And so that would have killed the bacteria and helped flush it and drain it out. Get it out of there. All right, so we waited about another 10 minutes. Now we're gonna pull it right from that hose.
Can you see it, Kelly?
Yeah. And we were a little bit light on the first one. That was, the first part was maybe like a third of the can. That was like 2/3. So that's how it looked like it was more. And that's mostly it. The next step, one of two, is a smaller can. And you really just are gonna go up to the vents, go to the center vent, put it on the center vent with the AC, but turn the AC, turn the blower off, and you'll actually just spray it down through the vents. And that part's part two. You can also buy the Ozium as the product. And enjoy. So this would just now have been all foamed up, sat for 10 minutes, and then drained out twice.